Using a search engine like Yahoo is a great way to get started on the World Wide Web. If you travel a lot, here's a website to keep in mind for your next trip. It's called The Weatherman. It's a great weather site filled with links to many other weather-related sites, and it has a very unique aspect to it. In this site, you can fill out a short questionnaire outlining your travel plans, mainly where you are going and how long you're going to be there. The Weatherman will email back to you a full weather forecast for the place you are traveling to. Here's an example. Tell the Weatherman you're going to Hawaii on September 12th. The Weatherman will generate a weather profile for you that looks like this, complete with a map and 5-day weather forecast. It can sure be of help when you're trying to figure out what clothes to pack on your vacation. Speaking of weather, this is a good opportunity to explain a little about how gopher sites work. We must leave the World Wide Web for a second and through our internet software go to the area that lets us look at gopher sites. Gophers can be a one-stop source for finding information on the internet. This particular site has many categories to choose from. Let's keep our same subject, weather, to see how this differs from our Yahoo search. On this list of gopher sites, we choose a gopher called Weather Everywhere. When we open it, we see more subcategories that narrow our search. From here, we can look at the latest U.S. radar weather map by clicking on this icon. Once it's loaded, we can view the image and save it if we wish. Or, if we want a weather report for a particular area, we can do that here as well. Choose the folder Forecasts for 50 States. Choose a state, and then choose a city. And there you have it, the latest weather for Sacramento, California. Okay, that's enough of traveling and weather watching. Let's see what the Internet has to offer regarding the great American pastime. No, not baseball. Shopping. The Internet has thousands of sites for shopping, and many of them are grouped together in large Internet malls. As you can see from this Gopher site, we have some choices for shopping sites here. But to get the full impact, it's back to the World Wide Web we go. Let's try a different search engine this time. We'll use another popular one called Web Crawler. I've entered the search word shopping, and the web crawler comes up with these results. As we've seen before, any of these choices will lead to even more choices. Let's choose one. The Mega Internet Shopping List sounds promising. We click again on that hypertext link, and we get a long list of malls. This could keep a super shopper busy for many days. Some malls are specialized, like the Edu Mall with educational offerings. But we've got to choose one, and I like the Internet Mall. The name just kind of says it all, doesn't it? Here we are at the Internet Mall, just one of hundreds on the World Wide Web. As you can see, we can do searches here if we are looking for something in particular, or choose from various categories below. But usually when we go shopping, we have a need to fill. Let's say we want to get Aunt Bertha, who lives across the country, a gift for Christmas. We enter Christmas in the search area, and the mall comes up with 26 matches. These sites have the word Christmas in their description, so it's a good bet there are great ideas for gifts here. As we scroll down, we see a heading called Gifts. This is what we are looking for, so let's click on it. This takes us to an entire section devoted to gifts. Choosing any one of these sites will bring you to their homepage, which is kind of like electronic window shopping. You can look in their window and decide if you want to enter and browse around and perhaps even buy something. Let's look at one store we found. If you're looking for toys, here's a great place to go. White Rabbit Toys. From their homepage, you really are looking in their front window because of the graphic here. We click on the link entitled Browse Our Selection, and we are faced with a list of toys that are available there. This first one looks interesting, wooden toy trains for kids. The next page shows different models, and by clicking on one of the small pictures, we produce a bigger picture of the toy that helps us in our buying decision. When you are ready to buy, click on the order page. Find the items you want. Fill in the purchase information at the bottom. Select your gift wrapping, and you have just purchased some lucky child a great Christmas or birthday present. Remember, we have just given you a small taste of what is available on the Internet in the area of shopping. There are malls and stores from all over the world, and the number is increasing every day. We have much more to cover in our cyberspace journey, so let's keep going. While shopping may be a great thrill for some, for others it is computer games that provide pulse-pounding virtual thrills. If you love games, you are going to go absolutely crazy over what the Internet has to offer. In general, here are some of the game-related items available on the Internet. There are sites set up by players that have hints and tricks to help you out when you get stuck on a game. You can play games online with people across the street or across the country. There are thousands of freeware and shareware games available to download for free. Now remember, even though you can download shareware games for free, these game developers will ask that some small payment be made to cover their efforts. It's usually $10 to $15. You don't have to pay, but if you think the game is good and you're going to keep playing it, it's a good idea to pay the small price for the hard work these people did. The big software manufacturers have sites with online help and demos of new games that you can try before you buy. Nintendo's site has news about new games, old games, and everything in between. There are hints and tips galore, and the opportunity to email your questions and comments back to the people at Nintendo. Okay, it's back to the World Wide Web to search for online games. Let's go back to Yahoo for our search. As before, there are two ways to do it. Go to the main search screen and enter your search words, or explore Yahoo's general categories to get you started. Under the heading Recreation is the subheading Games. A click here brings more choices. Do you want billiard games, board games, card games, or other choices? Let's look at computer games. We click on this and it takes us to a list of different sites that can keep us very busy exploring. Here we will find hints and tricks, demos, live online games, and loads of shareware and freeware. In this site is a list called Great Sites to Download Games. Now, depending on our interests, we can choose from many sites worldwide where we can download games into our computer. Let's pick one called the Happy Puppy game site. At this site are games of all descriptions. We can now click on the game we are interested in. I think pinball looks good, so let's download it into the computer. Now, this can take several minutes depending on the size of the game, but once you have it in your computer, follow the install instructions and you are ready to play pinball. Now, if pool is more to your liking, here's a nice simple pool game to play against the computer or a friend that we downloaded from the Internet. Now it's a quick trip back to the Gopher site to look at games in a different way. From the best collection of PC and Mac software icon, we can go down and click on the Games Archive. This will lead us not only to game software, but other application and productivity software. We click on the Kids folder, and we can download a game called Kids Christmas. Pretty easy, isn't it? Here's one more site we found that is worth a look, since it can turn your computer screen into a 3D computer screen. The site is called the 3D Riddler. If you follow instructions and you stare long enough and the right way at this graphic, it will appear three-dimensional. Once you see 3D, you have to make decisions on where to move next in the picture to solve the puzzle. It's a great illusion and a lot of fun for the entire family. Whether it's movies, television, music, or magazines that entertain you, the Internet, as we've seen already, has something for everyone.